Hey guys, I just wanted to show you some really amazing things that I found for the calendar this fall. Um, for some reason, the Jewish books, the Jewish holy books, are being fulfilled just all at once. For some of you that already know, we had the fulfillment of Daniel 12:11 on August 2nd, and there are 40 days from August 2nd to September 11th. And we know that Daniel 12 is talking about the Twin Towers, the hallowed fortress. I mean, that's what happened on August 2nd. Excuse me, I'm sorry. On August 2nd, the idol of terror was placed in the hallowed fortress, and that was what Daniel had said would happen. And the hallowed fortress is a New World Trade Center. And then 40 days later is the anniversary, the 11-year anniversary of the Twin Towers tragedy. 7 days after that is the last day of the Feast of Trumpets, and 7 days after that is the first day of Atonement. I mean, Atonement is one day, but it starts on the evening of the 25th and goes until the evening of the 26th. And for those of you that aren't familiar with what I'm referring to there, that comes from the book of, let's see, Noah. That's the story. Not the book. I'm sorry. The story of Noah in Genesis 7. The rain fell on the earth for 40 days and 40 nights. And then, where's Genesis 8? There it is. And then it says, when they finally rested on the top of Mount Ararat, it says, and it came to pass at the end of 40 days that Noah opened the window of the ark which he had made, and he sent forth a raven which went to and fro until the waters were dried up. Also he sent forth a dove to see if the waters were abated from off the face of the ground. But the dove found no rest for the sole of her foot, and she returned unto him into the ark, for the waters were on the face of the whole earth. Then he put his hand forth and took her and pulled her into the ark. And he stayed yet another 7 days, and again sent forth the dove out of the ark. And the dove came into him in the evening, and lo, in her mouth was an olive leaf. So Noah knew the waters were abated from the earth. And he stayed yet another 7 days, and sent forth the dove, which returned not again to him any more. And then it goes on to talk about how they exited the ark and then repopulated the earth. So at the end of 40 days, he waited 7 days and then 7 more days. Pretty crazy, right? That's not all. So then Daniel 12:12 is fulfilled on the 16th, because Daniel had said 1290 days until the idol of terror would be placed, which was August 2nd, and then 1335 days after that would be the blessed day. Blessed is he who waits and comes to the 1335 days, which is right here. So this is the first day of the trumpets. It starts the evening of the 16th and lasts until the evening of the 18th. And then we go down here and we see that the Revelation 12 sign happens on the last day of the 7th month. And you can go verify this on like chadbad.org or something. Verify that my dates are right. The last day of the High Holy Month, which is the month of Tishrei, which is the 7th month, and the Jews call it the High Holy Days because you have the 3 fall feasts. You have the 3 in the spring and 3 in the fall. And so this is considered the high holy days all through here. And this entire month of Tishrei is the 7th month, which is like the holy month. So on the last day, on the very last day of the holy month, is Revelation 12 being fulfilled. So we have Daniel 12 being fulfilled, and then we have Revelation 12 being fulfilled. Daniel 12 is fulfilled twice, August 2nd and September 16th, and then Revelation 12 is fulfilled twice right here. I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. So Revelation 12, I mean, most of you already know Revelation 12 is excuse me, sorry. The woman, and there appeared a wonder in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun and the moon under her feet, and upon her head a crown of 12 stars. And she being with child, travailing in birth and pain to be delivered. I've already covered all this stuff, so I'm not going to go through it again. But I just thought it was amazing that that it occurs on the exact last day of the 7th month, and there's no way that this is an accident. I mean, the day before the day after on the 17th, the sun is on outside of the birth canal and the moon is way over here, and then the day before, the sun is right here on the inside and the moon is right here. So the only day that this happens is on the 16th, and I mean the sun as it says in Psalms 19, the sun is the bridegroom, which is Jesus. It's Jesus. It's the virgin giving birth to Jesus is what this is, with the dragon standing before her to devour her child. And for those of you that don't understand that myth, that's the myth of Saturn. Saturn was named after the myth surrounding around the planet Saturn came from Rome, and the myth from Rome came from the Greek Cronus, and he was the god who devoured his children. There's a picture down here of him devouring his children. And so we know that Saturn is before the woman, ready to devour her child. And as it says right here, it says, and the dragon stood before the woman, which was ready to be delivered, for to devour her child as soon as it was born. So it literally is telling us this sign right here, which happens on October 16th, the exact last day of the high holy month. And I mean, this book is 2,000 years old. I mean, I don't know how people can, I just don't know how people can ignore this stuff. Because it's just amazing. And then the other thing is, because see how it says, and the dragon stood before the woman to devour her child. But it also says, and his tail drew a third part of the stars to heaven and cast them to earth. So the dragon stood before the woman. So there's actually two fulfillments there. And the other fulfillment is the Draconid meteors shower, which happens before this event happens. So the Draconid meteor shower happens on October 7th. Draco the dragon will be spitting out shooting stars known as meteors on the night of October 7th. So, if we look at the calendar here, you can see that the Draconid meteor shower happens before the sign of Virgo. So when it says the dragon stood before the woman and cast the stars to the earth, it's talking about Draco, the constellation Draco, but it's also talking about Saturn. So there's two different fulfillments to that. I'm just blown away. I'm blown away by this. Not only that, if you go further down here, you'll see that there's a solar eclipse and a lunar eclipse. And remember that Jesus in Matthew 24, Jesus said that, in the book of Daniel, when you see the idol of terror placed in the hallowed place, then know that then that is when the tribulation and the rapture will occur. And so, I mean, we saw it on August 2nd, and then now all of these fulfillments are happening right here again. And then he said he said in Matthew 24, he said immediately after the tribulation, the sun will go dark and the moon will go dark. So, I mean, is this after the tribulation right here? I mean, I don't know how long the tribulation lasts, and I don't think anyone else does either. I haven't heard anyone specifically been able to prove how long the tribulation lasts. Yes, it says that in Daniel, it says that the covenant will be confirmed for one period of 7 years, and so a lot of people just automatically assume, and I myself have done this in the past as well, but people just assume, oh, the 7 years is the period of the tribulation, but that may not actually be true. I mean, the tribulation itself might actually only last this long. I don't know. We know the tribulation's about to start because of that fulfillment. And then now, I mean, it's just all of it's fulfilled. And it can't be coincidence with the connection to the Mayans also saying that Planet X is supposed to return right here, or become visible, at least they said. Monument 6. And so that's just, I don't know. And then the other thing I wanted to show you really quick is December 1st, 2012, the Mayans said Planet X would return. So look at this. I'm trying to just be really quick here. And it's kind of hard to do this, but if you look at Earth from south of the ecliptic, so see, like, this is the ecliptic right here. And if you go south of the ecliptic and put Earth at the top on December 21st, 2012, it looks like it's at midnight. So remember in Matthew 25 how Jesus said, and at the stroke of the and at midnight when the bridegroom came, because remember it said the bridegroom was delayed, and then at midnight the bridegroom came. Well, December 21st of every year is midnight on the calendar, on Earth's orbit around the sun. See, this is midnight, and then if you go forward, see how it goes into 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock is March, and the third month is March, 3 o'clock, and then you keep going around, and it's clockwise from the southern position. 6 o'clock is June, etc., etc. So I just thought that was really amazing. I don't know what's going to happen. I really don't. I just saw another video that somebody put out saying that Terence McKenna's Time Wave Zero showed some kind of event happening. Like on the 16th of September too. So I just have no idea what's about to happen, but I just think this is really amazing that all of these fulfillments that were written thousands of years ago are coming true right here. Even this, the December 21st, midnight. This is midnight. So, but then also in Matthew 24, he said, pray that your flight be not in winter. Remember that? So it almost makes me think, well, maybe the rapture is going to happen in groups. You know what I mean? Like he said in Matthew 24 that when you see the idol of terror placed in the hallowed fortress, then he who shall be praised will be saved by flight, by the carrying away into the heavens. That's Matthew 24, look at the concordance, and Luke 17 at the very end where it says to the heavenly stars. They say, where, Lord? And he said, to the heavenly stars, where the body is, and the body means heavenly stars. And then it says, for then will be great tribulation, and no flesh will be saved. So he said no flesh, meaning not just humans, but animals and insects. There will be no animals, insects, or humans left alive on the planet after this thing, whatever it is. So what else could it be besides Nibiru? I mean, this thing is going to wipe off all life off the planet. It's not just going to be it's not going to be just FEMA camps or something like that. This is going to wipe off all life. And so I don't know. I mean, he said, in Matthew 24, he said, but pray that your flight be not in the winter. So it's kind of like, it just kind of seems like he's saying, pray that your flight is right in here somewhere, not in the winter. And December 21st is the beginning of winter. It's the first day of winter. And then he says in Matthew 25, and he gives the parable of the virgins, and the 10 virgins went forth to meet the bridegroom, but the bridegroom was delayed. And then the bridegroom came back at midnight. So I don't know. I just think that this stuff is just amazing. I mean, if nothing happens, and we make it to January of next year without anything happening at all, it's just, I'm going to be one very confused person, because this is the most amazing thing I've ever seen in my life. And it's nothing like what was going on last year. Because those of you that were there last year know that that was all about Elenin, and all about, it was about the movie. It was a psyop. It was all a psyop last year. And this has nothing to do with any disinformation that the government has put out, or NASA has put out, or anything like that. This is all based on ancient books that were written over 2,000 years ago. I mean, every single bit of this information is based on those books. So, and not just the Hebrews, but also the Mayans. I mean, the Egyptians had pinpointed 2012. The Chinese had pinpointed 2012, that time wave zero thing that I was just telling you about. That seems to indicate something right here. That was Terence McKenna's code of the I Ching. I don't know. There's just so many different cultures right now that are pinpointing 2012, and specifically this season, from like starting right now. Like, we're right here, literally starting like tomorrow until December of this year. We are in the season of whatever is supposed to happen in 2012. And for those of you that think that the Mayan date is not real, or there's no evidence for it, archaeologists and anthropologists going all the way back to the 1930s, they all agree that that date, 12 Baktun, 13 Ahau, 13 Baktun, 4 Ajah, 3 Kankan, or whatever it is, they all agree that it corresponds to December 2012. Because the Mayans had astronomy records, and they had solar eclipses and records that they could match. So they could match the Gregorian with the Mayan calendar through like the solar eclipses. So all of these ancient cultures are all agreeing that something's about to happen. I mean, I don't know. It's nothing like last year. Nothing at all like last year. Last year was all everybody getting caught up in the psyop, everybody getting caught up in the disinformation of, the numbers involved in Comet Elenin, and the connection that it had to the movie Deep Impact, and the connection that it had to the, this asteroid was 40 days and nights from that asteroid, and it was all based on psyop, which we didn't know back then, obviously. But now, looking back, it's clear, yeah, we were all psyop to death on that one. This is nothing like that. Nothing like that. Because this is based on a over 2,000-year-old writings. Some of these writings go back 5,000 years. I mean, think about that. These writings go back 5,000 years. Some of them. And they're coming true exactly. It's just mind-boggling. But I'll let you guys go. I just wanted to share that with you.